Hey y'all, and welcome to PolitiBrawl News. My name is Brian, and y'all, this reporter asked the most ridiculous question to Donald Trump, and the way he answers it is absolutely hilarious. Let's dive in.
I think a lot of bad leadership has taken place in the Middle East that's allowed this to happen. It's just terrible. And that includes on the American side, by the way. We should have never gone in there a long time ago, spent trillions of dollars and created so much death. So that includes Americans, but yeah, I'll be visiting a lot of different places in the Middle East. I've been invited everywhere, but I will be visiting some, yeah. Okay. Let's go. Caitlin, go ahead. Caitlin.
Thank you so much, President Trump.
Caitlin, go ahead.
On what you were saying there.
Say it. Go ahead, please.
Just to follow up on what you were saying about the Gazans leaving Gaza, going to other countries. One, where exactly are you suggesting that they should go? And two, are you saying they should return after it's rebuilt? And if not, who do you envision living there?
I envision a world, people living there, the world's people. I think you'll make that into an international, unbelievable place. I think the potential in the Gaza Strip is unbelievable. And I think the entire world, representatives from all over the world will be there, and they'll live there. Palestinians also. Palestinians will live there. Many people will live there. But they've tried the other, and they've tried it for decades and decades and decades. It's not going to work. It didn't work. It will never work. And you have to learn from history. History has, you just can't let it keep repeating itself. We have an opportunity to do something that could be phenomenal. And I don't want to be cute. I don't want to be a wise guy, but the Riviera of the Middle East, this could be something that could be so bad. This could be so magnificent. But more importantly than that is the people that have been absolutely destroyed that live there now can live in peace in a much better situation because they're living in hell. And those people will now be able to live in peace. We'll make sure that it's done world class. It'll be wonderful for the people. Palestinians mostly we're talking about. And I have a feeling that despite them saying no, I have a feeling that the king in Jordan and that the general president, but that the general in Egypt will open their hearts and will give us the kind of land that we need to get this done. And people can live in harmony. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
As a high expectation from you. Do you have any plan to change Afghanistan situation? Are you able to recognize Taliban? Because I'm an Afghan journalist, Afghan suffrage woman. Any comment about Afghanistan? What's your future plan for Afghan people, especially Afghanistan?
I have a little hard time understanding you. Where are you from? Oh. Actually, it's a beautiful voice and a beautiful accent. The only problem is I can't understand a word you're saying. But I just say this, good luck, live in peace. Go ahead, please.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm not trying to make fun of your accent, but Trump, yeah, I'm having trouble understanding her as well. When you have a thick accent like that, it's tougher for Americans to pick up on it because we have to deal with about 100 different dialects of English just inside the United States. I mean, even in the South, you have to understand Cajun, you have to understand Gulf Coast, you have to understand the Low Countries in South Carolina. Not the Low Country. Yeah, Low Country. Low Country Boil down in South Carolina. You have to understand Northern Florida. You have to understand Southern Florida. And then you have to understand the different dialects of Appalachian, okay? That's just in the South. So yeah, accents are kind of a tough thing here. And so what Trump is trying to do here is simply say, look, I'm trying to find the best solution for everybody. And based on his body of work, I believe what he's saying. And there's no reason anyone in their right minds shouldn't believe that. Because his body of work has quite literally been, what kind of deal can I strike to make both sides benefit? And it happens time and time again. And now he's looking into completely redeveloping the entire Gaza Strip. Man, this is a very ambitious plan, and Donald Trump should have already won a Nobel Peace Prize for how he was able to negotiate a peace between the Saudis and the Israelis. But let's just dive in a little bit further to this story, shall we? And this is from The Hill. And this is from Trump's own words. As far as Gaza is concerned, we'll do what is necessary. If it's necessary, we'll do that. And then he goes on to say, The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we'll do a job, whether we'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons there, level the site, and get rid of the destroyed buildings, just level it out. Sounds to me like he's proposing an idea that we're going to completely redevelop the Gaza Strip. And I think this is a stroke of international brilliance, and it's long overdue. Ever since the people of Gaza voted to be an independent microstate, things have gotten worse and worse and worse for the Palestinians that live there. Okay? It has not gotten better ever since they chose to have their own little slice of paradise, and then they keep on electing people that, let's just put it simply, don't really respect the values of the people that actually live there. Let's just put it mildly, and definitely don't respect the values of their right next door neighbors, okay? There is a current problem in the Middle East, and that is, there's no easy way to say this. Egypt, Jordan, and definitely Syria and Lebanon, because neither of those states are functioning at this point, Egypt and Jordan won't take in Palestinian refugees. They absolutely refuse to do so. And there's an ugly history behind that. And there's a whole bunch of reasoning, but they won't take in the refugees. So ultimately, this is going to create an international problem, but it's also going to open up an opportunity to completely rebuild, reassociate, and recreate what has been destroyed, all because Hamas has been borderline genocidal and insane. Their actual leadership is hanging out about 1,000 miles away in Qatar, a nation that doesn't even border Israel. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even border a nation that borders Israel. Okay? They're hanging out, enjoying the beach, and then telling their supporters, keep fighting the good fight, while everyone else is suffering the consequences of what is essentially just terribly mismanaged government. Look, I am not a good Christian. I cannot say that by any stretch of the imagination, but I can say that the people of Gaza deserve peace, but they also deserve to be somewhere else. Okay, I think that's the best way to put it. They deserve to be somewhere else. There's a time in your life where, and this is true across all of humanity, that people really need to kind of wake up and understand fundamentally that they need to move. This homeland is no longer a home. They need to move to another spot. And one day they might even be able to move back. But the whole idea that Trump is talking about here is a complete redevelopment. He even talks about the Riviera, which is a beautiful area of southern France and northern Italy with these wonderful hills and mountains crashing right into the Mediterranean Sea, abundant fish, great food, wonderful atmosphere, beautiful place to spend a vacation. And he's talking about it in the same terms that he's going to completely redevelop Gaza. So I don't know how viable this plan is, but I do know that the people there, the people that live in those conditions, I think they deserve something better. And it's not what they voted for. I think the best opportunity that the world has is for another force, not Israeli, not Palestinian, to come in, redevelop the land, and make something better for the world to enjoy. And if the world enjoys it, that means the people that live there can enjoy it. So whether it has to move temporarily, I think those issues are going to be hashed out later, but this Trump plan is absolutely brilliant. And as far as the reporter goes, she's trying to talk about the Taliban and how to handle certain situations, and not only was the accent hard to understand, I have no idea what her question really was. And the nature of Trump, I think, is found in this video in particular, because he simply says, look, I can't fully understand you. I wish you peace. I hope that good things happen to you. This is exactly how you're supposed to handle yourself in a very awkward situation. Because again, it's tough for Americans to understand international accents. Remember, we're the same size as the entirety of Europe, and Europe has like 30 different countries, each with its own nationality and like 100 different languages. Okay. We have the same thing here, but entirely in English, and it's tough for us to already understand Boston, New York, California, and Midwestern, all these archetypal accents. And so Trump is simply saying that hey, I don't fully understand you, but I wish you well. Thank you for showing up. That means that he actually wants to put his money where his mouth is. He wants to see peace on a scale that we've never seen before. And I think that his plan to fully redevelop the Gaza Strip is probably the best one out there so far. And it's all because he thinks outside the box. That is Donald Trump in a nutshell. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on PolitiBrawl News. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.